Hey everyone, Brian the writer here. I just finished reading an amazing book by a guy I know, Mr. Jeff Strand. Now, interestingly enough, it was his wife that recommended this book to me when we were at AuthorCon 2023. Um, and I gotta tell you, I really very much enjoyed this book. There is a truth to the story that's being told here. And yes, there's a lot of cursing, by the way. Um, it's a really very much a fun book, but there's a truth to it. There's a fundamental truth to it. I've tried to through podcasts and other things to kind of speak this truth wherever possible that the writing life is very much a thing where you have to write for either um, you essentially have to write for yourself. You have to make sure that the writing that you are doing comes from the soul because there's not a ton of money in writing, especially when you're first starting out. So you have to make sure you're writing something that has value to you. Because here's the trick, and Jeff talks about this too, definitely. Um, if you write something that you like, if you write something that you enjoy, there are other people that will pick it up and read it as well. Now, I do want to read something in here that I found very interesting. It's the very, very back. And I mean, there's lots of other anecdotes in here I could probably cover. But at the very, very end, this very, very last chapter, chapter 23, final thoughts and acknowledgments. There's one paragraph in here that really stuck out because I wanted to share it with everyone. I want to make sure that wherever you are in the world, you realize that um, this is very, very true. So Jeff said, though I focused more on the moments than the lovely ones, I hope you found this book to be at least a little bit inspiring or motivational. Or maybe there was the occasional moment where you nodded your head in recognition and said, wow, I thought I was the only one who had to deal with that kind of stuff, and realized that you aren't all alone in this insane business. I keep several books on my shelf behind me that are writing books about not necessarily process, but they encourage me. They energize me. When I'm having kind of a rough writing day, I pick them up and I maybe flip it open and read an anecdote or two. And there's lots of great anecdotes in this book. It reflects the true nature of somebody who chipped away at the writing iceberg and finally found the success he was searching for. He didn't find it in like a big contract showing up one day and signing and go, haha, I've made it. No, he found success through slowly but surely moving through the writing life and getting to the point where he could quit his full-time job and just write full-time. We know Jeff Strand. We love Jeff Strand. Um, by the way, I read very recently his book, Clowns versus Spiders. Great stuff. If you like comedic horror, go for it. It's a lot of fun. But that's not what we're talking about right now. The writing life, reflections, recollections, and a lot of cursing. And by the way, Jeff, if you're watching this video, I'm really glad you didn't go with the other title. This is a much better title for this book. And Lynn, this is an amazing cover. Lynn Hansen does all of his covers, and they're ridiculously. It's a ridiculously amazing cover. Um, and I love it. He says, "Thanks to Lynn Hansen for being married to me while I lived basically his life." Oh, and the cover and the formatting. So thank you very much for listening for this 5 minutes of Brian. I'm really glad I got the chance to do this. I will leave reviews for this book on Facebook, not Facebook, but on Amazon and Goodreads because that's what you should do when you read a book that you like. Leave reviews. Okay? All right. Thanks for listening to this 5 minutes, Brian. A little less than 5 minutes with Brian, but anyway, book reviews are great. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.